Hey everybody, it's Michelle LaVore and
Devin LaVore coming at ya.
And we're so glad that you're here. And I just pray that you guys are blessed by what we're going to share tonight. And as always, before we begin, we want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has given, who continues to give. Huge
Thank you.
And
that's my terrible Trump impression. My kids tell me all my impressions are terrible. So you probably are.
But yes, so a huge thank you to all of you. And we are support-based, so if you would like to give, you can. We have a PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App link below, and you can click any of those and give there. And so, so tonight I actually wanted to get on because I wanted to share what we got this morning from the Lord. And what I got this morning, I saw this phrase. It says run.
Well, race to finish.
There we go. Race to finish.
Yeah.
Yours had the run.
Food run.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it was like race to finish. And really it was kind of cool because it was seeing this phrase in two different ways. And the way that it really hit me at first was well, one, just the idea of finishing a race, you know, and that's what you really got from it as well, is just the sense of finish, like race.
Having a mindset that when I do this race, I'm racing to finish.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even count it as worth anything unless I finish. You know? Which
comes straight from Scripture, you know, it's like with Acts 20:24, where Paul is talking about, like, hey, I don't care about anything else. I'm going to finish the race that the Lord has set before me. And just that idea of running the race that is in front of you and what you have. But then also for me, because the Lord has compared this time that we've been in this place to a running race, like an ultra marathon, which I'm still watching tons of videos about. It's so fascinating.
The Cocodonas.
Yeah.
Cocodona.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's like run to finish. Like finish running. You've already come so far. Just finish and be encouraged to finish. And because I know, like for myself, the last few days I've been really hit, I think, with kind of the time frame of things and just the waiting, and like the Lord continues to speak.
The day in, day out.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? What is happening?
Yeah.
It's the whole blindfold thing.
Exactly. You know? And you just keep going, and it's like, Lord, this has to be the finish. Where, like, it's got to be the 50. It's got to be. See, facing the giants.
That's what it is. And he blindfolded him.
Did.
This just hit me. Like, oh my gosh, that's what happened. He blindfolded him and he just kept going. And it's like when you have no sense of time, but you just keep going, you're like, this has got to be the end. Or at least we got to be close, right?
Yeah.
And it's like when you just like, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. It's like, look up, Brock. You're in the end zone. Yeah. It's like, whoa. So
and so that's kind of what it will be
like. That never gets old.
No. and that's kind of what it will be like for us. You know, when God lifts off those blindfolds, it's going to be like, oh, this is where we're at. Like, you know, in the facing the giants, it was, you know, he had told him, like, go to the 50, but he ends up in the end zone, meaning he went way far beyond what he thought he was capable of. And how much more so in this kind of journey the Lord has taken us on, that when he takes off the blindfold, it's going to be that revelation of like, wow, God, you brought us way further than we ever thought we would have been it would have been possible for us to go in believing you and having faith for things and all of that. But so then this morning, with just this idea of race to finish, it's like you just need to keep going, keep racing to finish what God is doing in this time and moment. And so it really comes out as continue to believe, continue to hold fast to what God has spoken and what he's saying over your life, and not get discouraged, and don't listen to the fear and the doubt and all the wonderings and all of that.
Other many voices.
Yeah. But then the other thing too that I was being reminded of is I had a vision of running in a really long race, and I'm like, oh Lord, yeah, I just didn't know it was an ultra marathon.
Yeah.
But there came the point where it was like I knew it was getting close to the end. But the picture was of a person running this race, and they are just worn out, and they are tired, and they're sweaty, and they're muddy. I mean, it's just like, and they're, there's just that, you're probably smelly, it's like you've been running for so long. You've been running for so long, and it's just like, oh, I need, like, how are we gonna finish this, but you keep going.
Yeah.
But in the vision, there came this point where the runner, it's like they cross this line, and it's like into glory, and they finish off the race in this glory. And when they cross the finish line, they looked like they were ready for the red carpet. And so when I saw this race to finish, it made me think about, whoa, God, what are you getting ready to do? In the sense of, also, a lot of times when people are at the end of the race, even if it's been super long and they're exhausted, they're like trying to go as fast as they possibly can to just cross that finish line and just be like, yes, I did it.
Oh my gosh.
And so
I should watch one of those videos with you.
Yeah.
Because I can just imagine, like, actually that moment when you cross the finish line, and just the chemical dump in your brain and your hormones and everything to just people probably cry.
Oh yeah, you could cry. You could, I mean, like, some collapse on the ground. They're just like, oh my gosh, I did it. Especially for these super long. It's over.
It's over. Oh my gosh.
And there's the accomplishment because you actually did it.
I just have a sense of that. I don't know why the Lord is really just taking me to that moment where where it's like actually over. You've crossed over, and it's like, it's real. It is actually real. It's tangible. It's real. It's not just I'm getting there. It's like, you're there. It's funny because I was just talking to our daughter today about, like, I was like saying, listen, I understand we're all going through it, and I get what you feel about just how life just seems to be the same, and you don't even need to take a journey like this in order to feel that.
Yeah.
That's quite normal just to life itself. But I was like, I am telling you, as sure as I've said anything that's true, you will get to a point where you will look back on everything that you're experiencing right now as it's going to be a memory. And before you know it, you're going to look back and be like, man, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, because life does change.
It just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was just the sense of, like, there is a race to finish. And I was connecting it with what you had gotten with the food run, and this idea of, basically for us, it fulfills a vision of just going after the promises. Like God has always compared,
on them,
God has always compared the promises to food, and that you're gonna feast on the word
LaVores,
of God.
The ones who eat.
Yes.
The eater. That's what LaVore means.
Yes.
The eater.
And so it was just like a food run, and then race to finish. And so it was like this idea that God's going to come and it's going to be a race to finish, but it's a food run. It's in the glory. You're going to come to this moment. You haven't finished fully the race, but you cross through, and it's this time of seeing the glory of God displayed upon your life to bring you to the finish, to bring about the fullness of the end of everything. And when you cross that finish line, it's that you're gonna come out and not even look like you ever ran a super long race. You're gonna come out not even smelling like the fire, and not a hair on your head is singed. That kind of thing where you come out and it's like you are in like the glory of God and just an awe and amazement of who he is and what he's done.
Everything about you is different.
Yeah. And so that was just the idea that God was giving of just like race to the finish. But there comes this moment when he comes and your life changes. And I think a perfect example of this actually is like for you particularly, you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to get married. And that has been the wilderness. And then there came the moment where we actually met.
And it became real.
And I feel like in the example, it's like that's you got the running and you're exhausted, but then the moment we met, that was the entering into like the glory. But then when
you're not married yet.
But when you get married, that's the crossing the finish line.
Wow.
And so that's just
6 months and 4 days later.
Yes. And so it's just, I think that's the kind of thing that God is talking about.
Oh, and when they're watching this, it will be 6/16.
It will be the day that we met.
Even though it's published on the 15th, late at night. But you guys will be watching it. For those who watch our videos when they first come out, you'll probably be watching it on the 16th. And that's the day we met.
Yes.
17 years ago?
Yes.
17 years, bro. Wow.
Yep, 17 years.
That's crazy.
17 years victory. And so
that's amazing.
But that, I believe, is what the Lord is speaking here. He's speaking about continue to believe, but he's also speaking to he's going to come in and his glory is going to finish the race. And you're going to come out and you're going to cross that finish line in a position of being in an upright and seated position before the Lord. And it's like that is what people are going to see, and they're going to give glory to God, and you are going to give glory to God because of what he's done.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. I love it. No, that's good. So
that's what we have to share with you guys. We do pray that you are blessed, and until next time, we will see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.